Alright, ties and slurs. Let's do it. And let's start with ties. So, a tie is a curved line that is drawn between two note heads. Like so. For it to be a tie though, they have to be exactly the same note. As you can see here, they're both Fs. When we put a tie between two notes, that means we have to hold that note for the duration of both notes. So in this first example, we have two crotchets that are tied together. A crotchet goes for one beat. 1 + 1 = 2. In this next one, we have a crotchet tied to a minim. A minim goes for 2 beats, crotchet goes for 1, tied together, goes for 3 beats. Alright, last example. Here we have a crotchet tied to a quaver. The crotchet goes for 1 beat, and a quaver goes for half a beat. So together, we got 1.5. Why would we want to use these? Well, generally we use ties when we want to hold a note across a bar line, or when we want to make something easier to read. First example, holding over a bar line. So that note goes for 6 beats. It's a semi-breve tied to a minim. This next example is easier to read. So we can see here, by using ties, we can clearly see each of the beats in the bar. As opposed to if we'd used a different kind of notation to express this, it might be a bit clunky and harder to look at. This is clear. So ties are a rhythm mod we put on notes, and it literally just does that. It ties the notes together, and we hold it for the duration of both notes. This brings us to our next topic. If the notes that are tied together aren't the exact same note, then we no longer have a tie. We have what's called a slur. When we put a slur between two notes, that's telling us to play those notes smoothly, in a flowing and connected kind of way. When we play in that way, the smooth and flowing way, a word that's often used to describe that is legato. And slurs can very often cover long stretches of notes. Slurs are not something we're going to need to worry about in the coming lessons, but I thought I'd just explain it to you anyway, because they look an awful lot like ties, which is something we're going to need to know about. So remember ties, what that was. Look at this picture for the next 10 seconds and just kind of soak it in, understand it. Hopefully it makes sense. If it doesn't, shoot us a comment. Cool.